Hi, this is CDS UI session, focusing on workflow, imperative workflow. Okay.
Okay.
So where do we want to start, Sarah? Do you want to present something, or do you want me to present what I sent you?
Okay. Yesterday we discussed new items should be included in the workflow, the creation, and I just created a mock-up, maybe in paper. I wanted to discuss with you according for the data dictionary, and I updated the prototype with changes. I've added the SDT for the template and mapping.
Oh, you did? Okay, I didn't get a chance to look at that.
Oh.
All right, let's start with, do you want to present it, or do you want me to share?
Okay. Okay, let me share my screen and let me first go. Okay. Let me share.
I don't think, did you push it? I don't, if I look at InVision now, I see the last update is from January 22nd.
I was updated it a few minutes ago.
Okay.
Okay, let me check. It's still uploading. Yeah, just uploading so far.
Okay, very
but
good.
Let me show it to you from the source file I have.
Very good.
Okay. So this is the one. I made some changes on the design too. Some changes. So this is the one you asked to add to import from the SDC model.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is the change of the options. The selection, as you can see, I removed the radio buttons and I also removed the load button. Sorry, the auto mapping button. The action will be directly from the button. I don't need to select the option and then click the automating. It will be automatically according to the decision I made. It will affect immediately.
Makes sense. Perfect.
Okay. So by using this, the first option, by clicking on it, automatically the data table will appear below the options, as you can see here. Also, I've made.
One comment, should that say, right now you have upload attribute list, should we say upload attribute list from file?
From file?
We
no,
need
this
to
is the option
explicitly
for
say it?
the template. This is the one as you can see here, use the current template instance, the one we uploaded above.
Okay.
And this one should be disabled in case if there is no parameters or templates created.
That's correct.
But it will be appear too, but it will be appear as an option, so he can make this choice if he didn't use the template above, and he knows that there's this option, he can go back and use it.
Very good.
Okay. So and once he click on it, the auto mapping will run in the back end, and as you told me, let me write it down as a note. We will have a loading and the auto mapping action will appear as the function is running. I mean, so this is the table. As you can see here, I've added the remove option in the table. If user hovering on any row, he will see it will be active like this, and the remove button will appear. And of course, we have here to remove all the automat data.
So if you click on that, the top one, what will happen?
It will select all.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, there will be another. This will be in the top, and
I see.
he will select first, and then check the remove button, and the action will remove all data.
I got it.
So he will go back again to the same view, the empty one.
Makes sense.
Okay. So for the next option, the uploads, let me show it to you in here the other options. To upload attribute list. This automatically will give him the upload model here.
Do you want to say upload or import?
Where do you want it to import from?
Oh, you import from file, right? Because in the other one you said import. Do we want to keep it the wording consistent? Upload or?
Yeah, maybe. Actually, I use the import as long as I'm getting it from another application, and the upload for me was to upload it from a desktop on my PC.
I see. Makes sense.
This is the difference here.
Okay.
So maybe I'll review the other action buttons with the same action, just to make sure that all action button with the same action have the same name. Okay.
Yeah, this one is fine.
Okay. And of course, this will be here. And we had this option to, before we had this file mentioned about selection, but now as long as we have the remove action from here, I removed it from the view. Okay. And for the last one,
just one thing, the dictionary source, right? That will be a drop down. I know you don't have it as a drop down now, but just wanted to make sure that
A drop what?
The dictionary source is a drop down. Like within your data dictionary, you have multiple capabilities. You know how we drag multiple capabilities into the data dictionary, into source panel?
Okay.
When you do the auto mapping, right, you'll get a list of capability that attribute supports, right? And so within dictionary source, it's like a list of, you can select the instance of the capability you're using. So it could be capability of SDNC, MDSAL, or input or default. So the user within dictionary source will select which instance of capability he's using.
Sorry, are we talking about the import and mapping or the data dictionary?
It's you see, it's not import. It's for everything. You see how right now you have basically required template input parameters, dictionary name, dictionary source, default data type, right? When you import,
I'm missing the point here.
Okay.
Are we calling the creation of the package, or are we?
The creation of the package. And within the creation of the package, then mapping, right? Once you import a list of attributes, or you get that list from a template, or you get it from SDC, you put that in a panel, right? In the below panel that has parameter name, dictionary name, and dictionary source, right?
Okay.
That dictionary source, all I'm saying, is a drop down. Right now, I don't see anything that indicates a drop down, but I just wanted to make sure.
I thought that the scenario just to upload a file and it will run as an or will be viewed as in the same action as viewing the attribute as we use it in the template.
Right, but when we do that auto mapping, right? For that dictionary name, you get a list of capabilities, right?
Okay.
And that list of capabilities is basically a drop down within dictionary source. Okay, so I just want to make sure that dictionary source will be essentially drop downs that the user will select from.
Can you show it in other format, maybe in as you use the PowerPoint? I still cannot get the point.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Let me. Do you mean that by uploading attribute list, there should be a list before showing the table, the automating, and then
No. Once you load everything, you'll have what you have right now. But all I'm saying is that within your dictionary source column, you'll have a list of values, which is a list of capabilities.
So in the dictionary source, in this column,
yes,
I'll have
correct.
a list of capabilities.
That's correct. It's a drop down of capabilities, okay? And it could be input, it could be default, it could be processor DB, it could be,
the user will have to select the dictionary source, or
yes,
it will be imported automatically.
We can default it to like the first thing we get, like input or whatever it is, right?
Okay.
But the user can select something else if he wants to.
Okay, I got it. So this table in all cases can be editable and change some items, like the dictionary source.
Dictionary source can be changed, okay? Default can be changed. Entrance schema and dependency can be changed. Data type, I don't think will change, and the dictionary name will not change. Parameter name will not change, right? Those things are, maybe we will allow it to change. But I want to say they're like dictionary name and data type, probably we don't want to change, right? Entry schema and dependency we can change.
The input that needs to be editable. I thought that just by creating the automating, this is the whole the scenario is done.
No. We give the user some way of selecting what instance of capability he needs to have, because for some templates he wants to use, let's say, a netbox to do IP assignment. Other cases he might say, I want to get it from an inventory system, right? So it could vary. So we want to make sure that that dictionary source is a drop-down list of capabilities. Okay, and when you create your data dictionary itself, what you're doing basically there is you're creating the metadata, and then you're taking from the source capabilities, and you're dropping it to the source panel, right?
Okay, so the same changes will be on the dictionary source.
And that's a drop down.
Okay. Okay. And the data type? Default we want to
change. Dependency.
Okay. So it's the default is a number?
Default can be anything. It could be a string or a number.
Okay. The data dependency?
Dependencies. And that's it.
Also a list?
A list. Yes, it's a list. It's it's not like you can have a list, a comma delimited list. Okay, it's not like it's not one instance. It's a comma delimited list.
Okay.
So it's like a string with it's a string of comma delimited values.
So this was multiple selection.
Right, but here what you are doing is essentially allow just the text edit mode, right? Don't do anything special there. Allow them to do just the text edit mode.
So he's typing but not selecting from a list.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct. Just text. So default and dependency is just a text field.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what else will be editable?
That's it. And the input, required input. Can I see required input? You had required input there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is one.
So required and the template, they can turn on and off.
And required and not required.
Yeah.
Okay.
And template input is also you want to do the same thing.
So sorry, the template.
Is also yes or no.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So
And by default, it should be no, like you have it.
so the required and the template input, the default value will be not required.
Yes,
Okay.
for template input. For template input. No. Required, that you get from dictionary, but the template input you'll get from, you just set it to default to no.
Okay. This is not the template input will be default or no?
The default is no.
Okay. So sorry.
But for required, you get that from the dictionary itself. That definition is from dictionary, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
So you want to say default is derived from dictionary.
Sorry. The default
The
is what?
is derived from dictionary.
Derived?
Derived? Yeah, we retrieve
Derived?
we retrieve the required information for the property from the dictionary. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is good.
But this is one. So the no is meaning that this will be derived from the dictionary, but still appearing as a no. This is
right.
just for the backend process.
The backend will give you, but if they want to change something, they can change it. Okay, so
by clicking a yes, what will
right,
be this?
So you in here, I'm assuming you click that minus, and that minus turns to a green, or if you click on the green, it'll turn to the red, right? So
yeah. So just the to selecting that it will be required, but I don't have to select another thing. Just selecting the option.
Right.
Okay. So we have the required template inputs. Nothing here. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
all the parameter name,
the
dictionary
input
name.
schema.
That's backend. That's backend. We do not change that.
Okay, but it will be empty.
Data type.
I don't see it. I don't see any value for it.
No, there are cases where you'll get values. It will be basically a string.
Okay. And we check the dependency. Data type will be the same.
Yes.
There's no change in it.
Right. It's not. You don't allow to change data types, entry schemas, dictionary names. Do not allow that to be changed. Parameter names is not allowed to be changed. Everything else they can edit.
So there will be change in this data, in this table. After the auto mapping happens, the table will show the inputs that I mean the data dictionary source. This will appear in a list, not just a text, as long as it's.
It should be a drop down that the user should select from.
Yeah, to know just.
Okay, and you can select the first thing you get in that list from the backend, right? If the user wants to change it, he can change it.
Okay. So I'll put the default values for each column, and user can change it. So if he changes, what will happen?
If he changes the dictionary source, then his dependency will change, right? Because let's say if I select netbox requires fields 1, 2, 3. If I select a different source like MD-Sal might require fields like 1, 4, 5, 6, right? So his dependency would be different. But all of that is provided in the backend. So when he gets the auto mapping, he for each capability, he also gets his dependency. So based on this selection, his dependency kind of will be different.
What is the changes that made that reflect the other, like you mentioned, the dictionary source will change dependency. Can we align or rearrange the columns in the table according to the changes relationship?
Yeah. If you so you want to put the dependency next to dictionary source?
Yeah.
So move dictionary source. I think you want to move it to the right.
I mean, it will be before the default. This will be according to we have two options now to align or to arrange the columns according to the dependency of a change, or just to according to the relationship between items. I mean, if there is a relationship between dictionary source and the default value, maybe we'll keep it as it is now.
Right. So I think what we're saying is that dictionary source will be after entry schema, right? That column you'll put after entry schema, so it's next to dependencies.
No. I mean, let me review it with you. The dictionary source, the change in the dictionary source will affect the dependency. Okay.
Yes.
So, any other inputs that affect other columns?
No.
So, if there's a need to put the dictionary source and the default columns next to each other, there's a relationship between the two of them?
Yes. So, what I'm saying, put dictionary source after entry schema, so it's aligned to dependencies.
Okay. But I think the dictionary source should be next to the dictionary name, just to give all the information about the dictionary.
Okay. Because even I want to say like which is okay. Which is fine. So the question is like I think the layout you have is fine. So if you want to move dependency next to after dictionary source, that's also okay.
I think we can move the entry schema and the dependency after the dictionary source, and the default and data type will be the last columns.
Default and data type is the last columns. Okay, that's fine.
Okay. So the dictionary source, source, and then data type.
But it should be data type.
The default. Sorry.
Okay. The one thing I want to say is that the entry schema should be after data type. Okay.
Okay.
So
I thought
the last thing you want is entry schema here. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go back to the other option that we have, the APC model. So you mentioned that we need just a name. Are we having a list of our APC models that user can select from?
Yes, this is exactly what I wanted to discuss. Okay. So the way SDC works is that if you provide, let's say, the SDC service, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then for that service, there are different resource groups. Within resource groups, there is even different VF modules. So maybe give me 1 second. I'll take presentation.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll show you how it looks like, and then we can decide what to do. Okay. So
okay.
There we go. Okay. So it's not. There we go. So in SDC, they have a service, okay? There's an overall service. Within that service, they have resource groups. A resource groups could be a VNF or a PNF, okay? Or it could be even in the future CNF, right? It's container network function.
So the servers will have multiple types or groups?
Multiple network function, okay? And that network function could be a VNF, or it could be a PNF, or it could be a CNF.
Yeah.
So let me show you, let me just, you can have like this, right? Let me get rid of this for now. Get rid of this. Okay, so this is in this, so this one big box is a service, okay? So I'll just say this is a service here, okay? So within a service, you have a VNF. You can also have here you can have a PNF, okay? A PNF doesn't have a VF module. It will, let's say we don't have anything on the PNF, just like this PNF, VNF, or you can even have, a CNF, which is going to be like similar to a VNF, okay?
One important question. This is from another application we will integrate with.
Yes, this is another application, correct. It's an ONAP application. Okay. So what I want to say is that there is a service, and within the service you have a VNF, PNF, and a CNF, okay? Within a VNF, there could be multiple VF modules, okay? So it's multiple VF modules. Let me get rid of CNF, because we don't care about VNFCs. So there could be multiple VF modules. Okay, so each template, okay, could represent a VF module itself. Okay, each template, I want to say, represents a VF module. So, or it can represent PNF, or it can represent a CNF, which is similar to what's going to. For now, maybe we don't worry about CNFs. It's okay. So just VNFs and PNFs. So you have a PNF and you have a VNF, right? If you within VNF, there are multiple VF modules. Okay. When we create a template, you basically want to select from the VF module itself. Okay. You can also create a template for VNF. Today, if you look, we have VNF templates and VF module templates. So when we do the SDC importing, what we really want is a list of parameters needed for each VF module. Okay?
So the VF module has attributes?
Has attributes.
So, and the selection will be from the attributes, not the VF model. So I'm going in the not just the main layer of
so there's two ways to do it, because what SDC does, right, they aggregate all the attributes within VF module and put it at VNF level. Okay, that's one way. So we can say, hey, for this VNF, here are all the list of available attributes, and you select it, right? That's one way to say it. Or we can.
I mean, maybe we will show the VNF. We will have the PNF too, or just the VNF that will be accessed.
Well, if the user provides the service level, then you'll have access to all the resources, which could be a VNF, PNF, even a network, right? You can even have a network here. Okay.
Okay. So we can have a list of the three services, the types, and maybe like a tree menu. If I have the VNF, then I'll open the tree, and below it we will show the VF modules available, and I'll choose the one of the VF module, and next I'll check the attributes from this module.
So what you're saying is that the user provides the SDC model name, You give them a tree. You tell them, do you want this VNF?
This is just an example of what I'm seeing now. Just an idea.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh, you want an example of the Caesar, right? Of the, okay, I can show you. Let me see, I think this one is good. Okay, this is for vFirewall use case. So definitions. Okay, so what I want to show you now, is this a good example? Maybe, hold on one second.
This is the example of the list?
Hold on, let me give you the example.
Okay.
1 second.
The tree that I was talking about, like the menu, the tree menu you are selecting from now.
Yeah, I think that will be fine if you have a tree menu. But I'll show you like what the Caesar looks like.
Mm-hmm.
So this way, do I have the Caesar and actually policy? Okay, here we go. VLB Caesar. Okay, definitions. Okay, very good. Okay, you see this is a service and this is a resource, right?
Okay.
So for this service, if you take it, right, what they do is they provide a list of all the topology templates. And for this topology templates, let's say they have a network, and they provide all the properties. Okay, see all of these properties?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and all of these properties are applied for all the VF module. Okay, so this is like a high level, I want to say, view of all the information for this service itself. Okay, so if the service has multiple VNFs, it provides an aggregated view. The other thing they do is they provide it at service at a resource level. So you see, let me show you an example. This is VPG. So let me show you here. 1 second. Okay. So this is another type of VF. Okay, it's a VNF level, and for that VNF level, they provide again the property files. Okay.
So the end of this selection will be one of those inputs.
So what we want to actually do is, I think the way we would want to do it, maybe the easiest way to do it, is we can provide the resource name, like this, you see here, this name, VLB software product, or we can provide this UUID, which is a unique name, and call the API to retrieve all these input properties from the topology template.
So
so all of this would need to be displayed by the,
these are the rows we will have in the table, correct?
These are the what?
The rows we have in the table.
So these are the parameter names, okay? So these will be the parameter names that the user selects from, okay? But the user may not want to select everything. I think we should allow them to select which of these variables do you want? Do you want this one or this one for a template, this one? So we want to kind of allow them to do a selection of which variables within that resource.
Do you mean that each one of these are like a template, the table we have in the view?
Yes. Okay, so
First table for each one of these?
So, for example, when we talk about this VLB use case, the VLB use case has a base template, has a VPG, and has VLB, and there's one more thing that they have. There's one more thing that they have. So what we want to do is essentially allow them to select which variables within this templates do you want to select. Do you want, if you're creating a base template, then only maybe a subset of these variables apply. If you're creating a VPG, again, a subset of these variables apply. If you're creating the VLB heat, a subset of these variables will apply within this resource. So it's not a full set, it's a subset of variables that can be applied within each of these templates. So what I'm trying to say is that I think the way we should do it is we should tell the user, provide us the resource name. Once he gives us the resource name, we show them all the parameters, right? This is the aggregated list of parameters because a resource has the aggregated list of all the VF modules. All those unique parameters is captured within the VNF resource itself. Okay?
So we will provide him the name, and by selecting what source he will use, the list of these inputs will appear, and he has to select one or more of the list.
Right, he has to select a subset. I think that's the easiest way that let's target that implementation.
Okay. So let me recheck this. So we will have a list, and this is only for the VNF.
It's for VNF. It could be for PNF network. We don't know, right? When we call the API, when they give us the name, right? We can call it SDC resource name, okay? Because the resource could be a VF. It could be a PNF, it could be a network, okay?
So just by adding the name.
By adding the name.
So the name is a unique name for each type?
Yes, it's a unique name.
Okay. So by adding a name, or maybe selecting it from a list, he will have another list for the inputs to select from?
That's correct. He'll get back a list of inputs that he can select from, and when he selects those inputs, that's basically essentially the list that we use to auto map to data dictionary.
Okay. And he can have one or more inputs?
When you say he can have one or more inputs,
he can select one or more inputs?
He can select one or more attributes. Yes. So when we show them the list, from that list, he'll select either everything or a subset of attributes.
Okay. So, and the return table will have table for each one of the inputs.
Right. So the way you do it today,
we will have only one table. We can have multiple of tables, in case of selecting the SBC.
So you'll continue to have one table like you have today, but you want to make sure that we take the parameter and auto map it to data dictionary as part of that meshing. Once he selects his parameters, you can do auto mapping to data dictionary at that time.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I missed that. So selecting the name, and we will show all the inputs, and selecting one or more of the inputs, then the auto mapping happen and the table appear.
Right. So there should be once he selects everything he wants, he should say, he should say something like load, right? Or something to say, or, automap, whatever it is,
Yeah.
because we need to know when he's done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Selecting the list from the list. Once he's done selecting from
The
the list,
imports.
we can proceed to the next step, and the next step will be automapping in our table population.
Do you mean that he needs to import them first, and then he have the other option to automate? He needs to
Uh,
see the selection before he automate.
Because when you show them the list, right, you don't want to automap right away. You want to automap when he's done with selecting all the attributes from the list.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm trying to say is that once you have a list, right? When he selects which variables he wants to use, then there should be a step that will say proceed, which will do the auto mapping and populate our column, which is currently in the bottom of your design.
Okay. I mean, we have the models that have the whole step, which is the import. So the import includes the selection of all the inputs, and then by importing the automating will happen.
Right. So in import, you just click on upload, right? Because you have a list, you click on upload, and then that as part of that upload function, then you do auto mapping, right?
Okay. Maybe we can replace the input of the imports to be import and automap, maybe.
Import and auto map.
I mean, we have.
You want to do it like a two-step process instead of a one-step process?
No, it will be a one step as we have in the other cases.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, can I share my screen?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I mean, we have the whole process of importing from the screen.
Yes.
Okay, so by selecting the name, there will be maybe like the view. Maybe you will have the input's name aligned like this box here, and by selecting this and that and whatsoever he wants, the import or maybe import an automap or maybe automap.
Yeah. You can say import, right? That's it. That's exactly it.
But the import will create also the import and the auto mapping on the same action.
Yes. It's the auto mapping. Yes, exactly.
Just to save the steps and just make it in one step. As long as we have here the option, the new design is actually considering making the action from one step.
Yes, perfect. That will be perfect.
Okay. Okay, so that's it, and of course you will the list view of the templates will be the same.
Yeah. Just one thing, in template, you see how you have a name, host name there?
Yeah.
Just make sure you hyphen host names under dash template. I didn't see dash template, and the other file name should be dash mapping.
This is the one?
Yeah, it's not just host name, it'll be host name dash template.
Okay, and that's the other one will be dash mapping?
Yes. Okay, so they share the common name, but they are prefixed with template and mapping.
Okay.
.json.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. Okay. Maybe this is not the color, but okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Okay. So I think we are done with the template and mapping.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I need to review with you. Let me get from the last to the first step. The data dictionary. Okay. So my scenario so far, but actually I didn't make any mock-ups on my PC. I only had it on paper. Okay. So are we going to have multiple imports for the data dictionary? I mean, one for only one source and the other for the bulk load.
Yes.
Okay, so we have three options. Okay, data dictionary here. So we'll have to create the dictionary. This will be for only one source, or for one data dictionary. And the import, this one will be for only one dictionary too. And
Yes.
the third option will be to import bulk of data dictionary.
Right.
Okay. So the other question, for the bulk dictionaries, are we gonna have one metadata for all of them, or each group will have metadata?
So the metadata is going to be derived from the SDC itself. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, in the view, there will be one metadata shared for all the groups.
No, no. Each one will have its own metadata, but we derive it from
Okay.
from the information. Like if you go to what I showed you, right? The Tosca data has data type, has description.
Okay.
We can get it has a bunch of stuff. We can
Is that editable?
say it again.
Is that editable? User can change the deserved metadata.
In bulk mode, for now, we say no changes. Okay. Later on, the only thing that I want that he can, what I want him to allow to do is select the library. Okay, like mobility or default, whatever the library is, the library instance. So once he retrieves the list of once we have a list of variables, he has to put it in some column to indicate which library it is. Some sort of grouping so that we know that these lists of attributes belong to this library.
Yeah, this is the next one. The next section I'll discuss it. The grouping scenario. So let me review the importing or the importing from the beginning. So in the first, he can type a name like we used in the template and mapping, the SDC model name.
Correct.
Or maybe and of course he can select it from a list too. And or imported. Okay.
Right.
Okay. So are we gonna deep like we went in the template and mapping or the SDC?
Yes. Yes. But once he selects which ones he wants, right? He has to then put them in some sort of library group, okay? Because you'll have a set of attributes that belong to mobility or VoIP, or maybe we can say, maybe what we can say for now is that all those, since it's a single service, all those resources belong to only one library, so he has to specify what library instance it will be.
So actually, this is for the selection, the first action of selection.
What do you mean by?
When he is selecting the SDC model, he needs to select the library in instance.
We can make that as the first step, right? So he can provide the library and the SDC model name, right?
But this will be applied for all the groups.
Oh, everything. Yes. I think what we can say for now is that there is only one library instance for a given service.
So so user won't cannot change the library instance for any of the groups later.
Right. He cannot do it in bulk mode. He can go and do it as part of the individual.
Sorry, do you mean that he can change it later from the metadata of this group, or
Yeah.
he cannot?
Yeah. For that single instance.
So from the beginning, I'm making a default library instance, and user can change it maybe for one group later from this group metadata.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And for the import file, can he have this option too?
Yes. It should work the same way.
Mhm.
Actually, wait. Import file. Would it work the same way? Import file. I guess it. Yeah. For now, let's make that assumption.
Okay. Do you have a specific file type for the import?
File type. Let's go with YAML.
Okay. Sorry, we don't need it as long as the list will only show the required required file type.
I think it will be most likely a YAML because yeah, I think YAML it is.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, I'll talk to one. We might change it, but for now put YAML because I want to see if YAML is okay to parse or is it better to do JSON. So we'll see.
So he can import a YAML or JSON file,
Yes.
and he importing only one file, not multiple files.
Yes, one file at a time.
Okay. Okay. So next on this step, we will have he will screen will loading to this screen like we have now, but it will be showing the list of the attributes imported. Okay.
Correct.
Okay. So and user can select one or more and then give this a name of the group. Okay.
So the group will do it upfront, right? When they provide a name of, let's say if they do it from SDC, they enter the group upfront.
Sorry, I don't get it.
So let's say, because we're trying to do bulk from SDC, right? So they have to provide the SDC model name,
Okay, yeah.
right? And they can provide the group upfront. So those two can be input upfront.
So maybe he wants to collect them in one group, the imported attributes.
Yes.
That's what we mean, or he can divide them into multiple groups.
If he can divide it into multiple groups, that means he just does this bulk process multiple times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
So what is the more usable function? Is just creating a one group or multiple groups?
I think one group is better. For now, let's focus on, because I want to, let's do one group for now. I don't think we need to get to a complex scenario like multiple group. Maybe in the future we'll think about that, but for now, we just need something that allows them to import a set of attributes within a group.
Okay. So the name of this group will be the name of this data dictionary file?
It will be the name of the library instance, so it could be mobility, default, VoIP.
No, we are discussing now that he can one group or multiple groups, but the default now will be, or the scenario we'll have now is for only creating one group.
Yes.
Okay, so this will be this data. The dictionary name will be this name, this group name.
No. The dictionary name or a list of okay. So you have a list of attributes, right? All of those attributes will be a dictionary name, okay?
Okay.
Which group those attributes belong to is part of library instance, and that we define up front, and that name could be mobility, VoIP, or default.
Oh, okay. So the group name will be the library instance?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't have to give it a name later.
No. What I'm saying is that when they give you the SDC model name for the service, and they give you the what do you call it, the group name, that group name will be applied to all the attributes.
But here you are indicating that we are having only one library instance type.
Right, but this is for a given instance, right? But if you do bulk, you'll have a list of attributes. You don't need to display them the name. You don't need to display the data type, the description, none of that. The only
Yeah.
thing you have to display is this just the attribute name, and that's it.
Okay. No, the thing that I wanted to clarify that you mentioned that we can change, user can apply one library instance for all the attributes he is importing, but later he can change this library instance.
Yes.
So in case, and the grouping here is happening according to the library instance. So if user change one of the attributes library instance, so this will be another group.
Yes,
You are
it will be
defining
another group.
So you are defining the groups by the library instance.
Yes.
And I think that defining the group should be after importing, not in the importing step.
Why not?
So how to handle the change of the library instance later, as long as it will be one of the group. I mean, change the library instance. This will extract this attribute from the group. It will be in a different group.
Yes, that attribute will belong to a different group. Yes.
Yeah. So I think let me. Maybe.
Why don't we? Can we? Let's do the mock-ups for it and discuss this point as well, okay? Because I feel that it's better to define it upfront than later, because you have to do it. Then we have to provide some capability where you can say, here's the list of attributes that don't have a group, and here's the group they belong to.
I mean, of course, it will have another scenario, but I think that handling the other scenario will be more difficult for the user to know that the changing the library instance will make another group. I'm trying to make it more usable for the user.
Okay, let's discuss this point tomorrow. Are you available tomorrow?
No, it's weekend.
What is it today? Today's Thursday? No, oh, it is Thursday. Okay, okay. Let's Sunday.
Yeah. Okay, sure.
Sunday, what time? 8 a.m. Eastern. You can do, or 7:30 a.m. Eastern, same time like today.
7:30. Yeah. Let me check it. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
7:30 or 8?
Sorry. Sorry. What do you mean? It's an AM for you?
For me, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Same time like today.
AM. No. To be at it. Yeah, but maybe it will be at AM for me. I'll try. I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure. Maybe you can. Are you available in 2? I think, but this is so late for you.
2? What is 2?
2 a.m.
2 a.m. Eastern?
For you, for your time.
On Sunday?
I'm asking because I don't think that you'll be working at this time.
No, if we can we 7 a.m. is no good, right? 7 a.m.
7 a.m.
Okay, so let me say Egypt time, right? Egypt time is -5.
No, I think it's more.
Okay, Egypt time is GMT +2, Egypt to EST. Okay. So right now it's 3:38 p.m. for you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if today we started our meeting, what time? At the
Actually,
3
yeah, 3
at
p.m.
3 p.m. Can we do 3 p.m. on Sunday?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I'll schedule 3 p.m. for Sunday. I'll send it out now.
Okay.
Okay, did you get it?
Are you working on your weekend?
Yeah, no, I want to get this done because we're moving towards this direction, and this is very important, right? Because the users want, simplicity and all that stuff.
But actually, this is an important question for maybe for all the team. That we maybe we are you willing to end all the mock-ups ahead of the development, as we all see now?
Please say it again.
I mean that the design is now is ahead a little bit. It's ahead of the development process.
It's
I
ahead
mean
of
that,
development process, or it's
yeah,
behind?
no,
Behind.
it's ahead. It's ahead. I mean that now the working is on the package creation, but now we are here in the design. We don't maybe all the application.
We don't own the application, you said?
I do. We are done. We are finishing. I mean, or making a lot of the designs. We will
Oh,
have it.
we're changing some. I mean, we're making some improvements, right? We're not changing all of it.
But the improvements are affecting the process of the development. I mean that maybe sometimes they are forced to finish the template and mapping, but we are from the design perspective, we are making the improvements, and we need to discuss with them what version they should implement, or maybe they need to follow our
Yes.
improvements.
So on Monday, we'll have that discussion, okay? We can say
Monday or
here's
Sunday?
on Monday, we have a call Monday, the UI call.
I think we were discussing now the the Sunday's meeting, or it will be on Monday.
No, today Sunday is just
Yeah.
me and you, right? On Monday it can be
Okay.
with Ahmed. With Ahmed.
Yeah, I got it. Okay.
Okay, so let's sync up on Sunday,
Yeah.
and yeah, on Sunday I'm pretty, we can finish the discussion, okay?
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
All right, this is great, Sarah. I'm gonna send out the recording as well.
Okay.